You know that feeling when you walk into a messy room and something inside you just shifts? Like a quiet tension settles into your chest. You didn't even notice the mess when you left this morning. But now you're back, and suddenly, it's all you can see. The pile of clothes on the chair, the cup that's been sitting on the counter for 2 days, the cushions slightly out of place. And you can't relax. Not really. Not until something is done about it. If that sounds familiar, stay with me, because what's happening in that moment is a lot more interesting than it looks. Most people would say, you just like things clean. Maybe someone in your life has called you a neat freak. Maybe you've laughed it off. Maybe you've even wondered yourself, why does this bother me so much when it doesn't bother other people at all? But here's the thing, it's not really about the cleaning. Psychology says something else entirely is going on beneath the surface. And once you understand it, you'll never see your habits the same way again. People who keep their space clean aren't just tidying up a room, they're managing something internal. They're regulating their emotions. They're quietly reinforcing who they are and how they want to feel in the world. Your external space is a mirror, not a perfect one, but a real one. And the way you maintain it tells a deep story about how you process stress, how you think, and how much control you feel over your own life. This isn't a small thing. This is identity. This is emotional architecture. This is you, building a sense of stability one folded towel at a time. There's a concept in psychology called cognitive load. It basically means the amount of mental energy your brain is spending at any given moment. And here's what researchers have found. Clutter increases cognitive load. Your brain sees unfinished things, out-of-place things, visual noise, and it quietly works in the background trying to process all of it. So when you clean, you're not just moving objects, you're freeing up mental space. That sense of calm you feel after tidying a room, that's real. That's your brain exhaling. Then there's dopamine, that little chemical your brain releases when something feels rewarding. And completing a task, even a small one, like wiping down a counter or making your bed, triggers a tiny dopamine release. You feel it as satisfaction, as a quiet sense of accomplishment. It's small, but it adds up. And over time, your brain starts to associate a clean space with feeling good. Which is why you keep doing it. It's not obsession, it's chemistry. People who tend to keep their homes clean also score higher in what psychologists call conscientiousness, one of the core dimensions of personality. Conscientious people pay attention to detail. They follow through. They care about doing things well, not because someone is watching, but because their internal standards matter to them. And here's one more. Internal locus of control. This is the belief that you have real influence over your life, that your choices matter, that you are not just a passenger. People with a strong internal locus of control tend to take care of their environment because they understand something deeply. What you control on the outside is often a reflection of what you're trying to feel on the doctors inside. It's not just making the bed. It's telling yourself, this day is starting with intention. That small thing you do when you wash the dishes before you sleep, it's not really about the dishes, it's about not wanting to wake up to yesterday's mess. It's not just organizing your desk, it's giving your mind permission to focus. That moment when you straighten the cushions before you sit down, even though you're about to sit on them anyway, that's not quirky, that's a ritual. That's you creating the environment where you feel most like yourself. It's not just cleaning, it's care. Directed inward, expressed outward. And I think, if you're honest with yourself, it's never really been about the mess. It's the feeling sitting in the background when the mess is there. That low-level hum of discomfort. That sense that things are slightly out of order and not just in the room. When life feels uncertain, when things feel out of your hands, when something is bothering you that you can't quite name, cleaning gives you something. It gives you a starting point. A small corner of the world you can actually fix. It's not about the clutter on the counter. It's about the clutter you can't always see. And you've probably always known that. You just didn't have the words for it. So let's be clear about something. You are not controlling, you are not obsessive, you are not too much for caring about your environment. What you are is someone who is deeply aware, maybe more than most people, of how your surroundings affect how you feel. And you've found a way, a quiet and practical way, to take care of yourself through that. That's not a flaw. That actually makes a lot of sense. People who maintain their space are often people who have a strong relationship with themselves. They know what throws them off. They know what helps them reset. They've learned, maybe without even realizing it, that their outer environment and their inner state are connected. That's emotional intelligence. That's self-awareness. That's not something everyone has. The person who wipes the counter before bed isn't doing it because they're rigid. They're doing it because they know themselves well enough to know that waking up to a clean kitchen will make tomorrow feel a little lighter. That's wisdom, honestly. Quiet, practical wisdom. If any of this is resonating with you and you want to lean into it more intentionally, you don't need to overhaul your entire home. Start with one corner, one surface, one small space that feels like yours. Do a 10-minute reset at the end of each day. Not a deep clean, just a reset. Return things to where they belong. Clear the visual noise. Let your brain exhale before you sleep. Try it for 7 days. Not to have a perfect home, but to notice how you feel. Notice if you sleep a little better. Think a little clearer. Start your mornings with slightly less weight. Small, consistent actions have a way of becoming something bigger over time. That's just how habits work. But here's what I really want you to take away from this. The next time you feel that pull, that quiet urge to straighten something, to clear a surface, to make a space feel right again, don't dismiss it. That's not a personality quirk. That's not a flaw. That's you reaching for clarity. That's you taking care of yourself in the only way that feels natural to you. Your space reflects your mind. And the fact that you want to keep it clean, that says a lot about who you are. If this made you think about yourself a little differently, I'd love to know. Drop a comment. Does your space affect how you feel? Are you someone who has to clean to feel okay? And if you want more videos that take everyday behavior and help you understand the psychology behind it, subscribe, because there's always something deeper going on than it looks.